Hey yo, welcome to the impressions video of the H1Z1 killer, also known as PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This is your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, the Michael Jordan, the gaming, also the rebel, the YouTube underground. And yeah, this is my bad Charlie Murphy impersonation. Yo, rest in peace to that man, Charlie Murphy, man. I couldn't help it, I had to do that, man. I had to pay him some homage, man. But anyway, yo, this your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic. Hey, and all that good stuff, man. But this is my PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds impressions video. So, first thing I want to say is this, to me, is definitely an H1Z1 killer. Why do you say that, Tick? I have reasons, because I know you guys know I used to love H1Z1, but H1 seems like they didn't love us as a community. Now, we stuck with them, but they didn't seem like they wanted to add things that we wanted added as fast as we wanted them. They focus more on skins and ways of making money, so in order to get the skins you had to pay for them. Now, unlike this game, their main focus isn't about the, sorry about that was my phone. Their main focus is not about making money off of skins. I guess later on it will be, but their main focus is right now games, the gameplay. And there were things in H1 we asked for. I think I did a video a while back where I asked for specific things like more weapon attachments, more weapons, because I got tired of using the same old weapons, and things of that nature. And PlayerUnknown's Battleground, out the box, has all that stuff there. I asked for laning in H1Z1, to lane out of corner, to poke out. They didn't add that. I asked for spectator mode. That was the biggest one, and they just put spectator mode out. Why did they do that? Oddly, it seems to be right after PlayerUnknown's Battleground release as a full, well, as an early access game on Steam, when it got out of beta. And I'm guessing they did this because they knew PlayerUnknown already had it, and people were already saying, bye bye H1, this game actually has spectator mode and yours doesn't. Because spectator mode was something we've been asking, like in streams. I couldn't really stream the game because if I would die first, I would have to ask all my buddies to leave the game, and that's not cool to ask them to leave the game, or I'll just have to sit there and look at my dead body on the screen. So this was a big thing that I wanted added to the game, so I wouldn't have to leave the game and people just watching the stream could still watch, you know, the gameplay and see my buddies trying to win the game for us. But they didn't have that. So oddly enough, they tried to add it about 6 or so months ago, I'll say. And they took it away and said, oh, well, it didn't work as well as we wanted it to. So we'll try to get it done as quickly as possible and put it out there for you guys. Months go by, we still hear nothing. Then PlayerUnknown's Battleground comes in beta, and people are playing it, and they see that it already has spectator mode in a beta. And all of a sudden, after the game comes out, now they're like, oh yeah, we're putting spectator mode in. It works. So things like that. So that's why it's a killer. So back to the pluses of PlayerUnknown's Battleground and what they do proper. All right, so like I said, laning. You can poke in and out of cover. You can lean left and right from walls instead of having to go all the way out in the open and risk getting shot by enemies. Now, you do have a risk of getting your head taken off because if you lean out, your head is poking out. But that comes with strategy. You got to know when to do it and when not to do it, and you got to know how to shoot well so that does not happen. If you don't shoot well, you will end up getting your wig taken off and you die. Another thing is multiple weapons. There are so many different weapons in this game compared to H1Z1. There's 3 different shotguns. There's like a full array of assault rifles, and there's submachine guns, something I wanted in H1. They got it all. And then I asked for weapons attachments. There's tons of weapon attachments from extended magazines to quick mags to you know, your regular red dot scopes to your ACOG scopes to your 4x scopes, your holographic scopes to your 8x scopes. There's so many different attachments in this game. You got grips, you got angled grips, things like that. You got I forgot what the other things are called, but there's so many different attachments in this game that helps your guns shoot a lot better compared to H1. H1, you just find an AR and that's it. Nothing else. You just find rounds for it. Plain and simple. So they have that. They have vehicles, and the vehicles actually take damage. You can shoot a tire out of a vehicle, and the person will no longer be able to drive the vehicle properly. Now, they did add that finally after you know, PlayerUnknown's Battleground came out. Now all of a sudden, H1 adds it where certain damages to your car messes up the car's performance. They finally added that in there. Like, again, this is after PlayerUnknown's Battleground comes on. This is why competition, if I can steal a quote from Hard 8 Times, competition is good. Competition is good. So, you know, that's how he always say it, because competition is good, man. It brings out the best out of other games. So, now that competition came out, they are trying to step it up to keep their crowd, but everybody's already left by now. So, I don't know why they're doing that. But with all the pros, though, there are some cons that comes along with it. So, there are some cons with the game that I have a problem with. One is the sound. And I saw that they addressed sound recently, but it was more of sound of footsteps and things like that, and doors opening, and hearing people when it's raining because you can barely hear them, things like that. My problem with the sound is I can't tell where people are shooting from. So now this is an early access game, I do know that, so I can't hit on them too hard. This is early access. I'm not one of those guys that gives a thumb down on the review just because it has some issues with the game. But there are problems with hearing where people are shooting from. Sometimes it sounds like the shots are coming from the left, but you look to the left and see no one there, and then you look to the right, you see the guy actually shooting you from the right side. And there's been times where me and my buddies try to make call-outs, we can't even tell where the guy is shooting from, and we're just confused on, like, where is he? We're confused. Another issue is bullet drop. So the problem with the full array of guns is they really don't seem like they have too much of a difference between them. Different guns have different velocities and bullet drops and things of that nature to them, especially with different, you know, rounds that are fired. So my buddies are shooting people with an UMP from about 800 meters off. Like, that shouldn't be able to happen. They're taking their heads off without even aiming high above the person. They're just aiming dead on them, and they're hitting them from like 800 meters. That's something that definitely needs to be fixed, because once someone sees you in their sight, it's a good chance you're not going to get away from them, because there's no bullet drop. They don't have to compensate for any bullet drops at all. Another thing that I would like fixed is the optimization. So it is early access. This is something that's probably going to get better later on down the line, but it is extremely laggy. We need more servers in the game. In the beta, it was perfect because it was a closed beta. There wasn't a lot of people that could get it, and then it was an open beta where you had to get it at a certain time, a key from someone. But now, since it's open to everyone to buy, there's thousands and thousands of people playing the game, and it makes the servers so laggy. Like, it is incredibly laggy. This is something that definitely has to get fixed. Because there's been times where I've been saying, me and my buddies have been saying, we're like, man, let's go back to H1, because it's smoother on H1, and especially since they added the thing where if you are, they added like a ping, it was like a ping limit or something. So if you hit over this ping, you can't be in that specific lobby. So that means if it's a US lobby, people that are from Russia, Korea, and places like that, or China, they are no longer able to come inside our rooms unless they have a stable enough ping to stay in that limit. So that helps, you know, the lag issue in the game. So that's one thing I can say H1 definitely did right. So I'm gonna need PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds to do the same exact thing. But all in all, even with some of those cons, the pros outweigh it. This is definitely a fun game. It's killing it right now on Twitch. It's definitely always number 2, 1, or in the high 5s. Definitely a very, very good game. It's definitely higher up than H1Z1. I see it's probably going to do a lot better than H1 down the line. But anyway, if you haven't checked out the game, give it a shot if you like these kind of games. If you enjoy King of the Kill, it's definitely a good game to pick up. Graphically, it's better. Oh, man, I forgot one last con. I forgot this. This is the big one. We need 5-man squads. 4-man squads isn't cutting it. H1 have 5 people. There's always a person in our group now that cannot play with us because we don't have a 5-man. Now, don't make it where it's like H1 where you only could do singles, duos, 3s, and 5s. I mean, duos and 5s. So if you only have 3 people on H1, they're still going to put you in a 5-man lobby. So there'll be teams of 5s going against only 3 people. That's stupid. Still have it where if you only have 3 people on your team, it's going to put you in the 3s lobby. If it's 4 people in your team, it puts you in the 4 lobby, and so on. You get it? So, yeah. But anyway, this is your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic. This is a great game. I'm enjoying it. It just needs some more fixes, and it'll be straight up perfect. It's your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, and I'm gone. Bye!